Welcome, listeners, to episode 45 of Cocktail Hour. I'm Andy.
And I'm the Rev.
And we are very happy to welcome a new author. Well, a new author to the show. But she's got several things out. So, yeah. We're welcoming B.L. Newport, who is also known as Bonnie. And that's what we're going to refer to her during the show. Yay, Bonnie, go, girl.
Hi, girl.
I know. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
And I was happy to find that over at Smashwords, you have a nice little biography, and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Because no sense in trying to improve on perfection. So here we go. B.L. Newport was born with a strong belief and sensitivity in the supernatural side of life. A habitual observer of real life, she writes what amuses and interests her imagination. After growing up in the small northwest Arkansas town of, what is that? Siloam Springs. She has lived in New York City, and Las Vegas, Nevada. During these journeys, BL has discovered the joys of hard work, good friends, and a good cup of coffee. She now resides in Denver, Colorado, with her soulmate Rochelle and a fuzzy baby named Chloe.
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Is the fuzzy baby a cat?
Yes.
Aww.
No, it's a human. Come on, geez, Andy.
Well, no, I don't want to go through the
That's
hair
just
thing.
rude.
I don't want to go through the. I don't want to go through the hair thing. Come on now.
Yeah. No, it's a four-legged child, so.
Oh, that's good. You can buy BL's books, and she has quite a few out. And we're going to discuss the first of her Reaper series tonight. But you can buy her books on Amazon.com.
You can, and Smashwords, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Bonnie. It's good to get you here.
I am happy to be here.
You say that now.
Oh. Hey, you know what? I have a Pilsner filled with margarita, which is like the equivalent to 3. So by the end of the show, y'all might have a run for your money.
Yay!
I've been on Hangouts with Bonnie before, and I'm pretty sure that she's right. I'm actually a little frightened.
And that's when I'm sober, dude.
I know. Jeez. Well, let's talk about this drink that we're enjoying tonight.
Yep, it's a repeat of a classic favorite. We've had it on the show before.
When did we have that?
I'd have to go back and look, but we definitely had it. So was it Ollie Volley? Somebody liked Margaritas. I think it was Ollie. But the classic margarita, you cannot go wrong. You want to explain to our lovely audience how you made it, or would you like me to?
I used a different recipe than the one that you sent me.
Oh.
Because I was going to do a blended, and then I was running out of time, and I had a feeling that Bonnie was going to ridicule me for blended. So I went with an on the rocks, and it just real simple. A half cup of lime juice, a quarter cup of tequila, and a third cup of triple sec. Mixed it up, put it in a glass with ice, and put some delicious kosher salt around the rim. Oh. And it's pretty good. I normally I don't taste my drinks before the show, but TJ wanted to taste, and she didn't want any of the salt, so I had to take a sip to get some of the salt away.
Ah, I gotcha. Is it just as tasty?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excellent.
It's very good. Yes, it's very good. Good choice.
Yep, it is. I don't do salt around the rim when I have mine.
Indeed.
Yeah. I save the rim for something else. Anyway, but yeah. So we're going to talk tonight about Reaper's Inc. I believe Rogue Reaper is the first book in the Reaper series. Is that correct?
No.
Bridget's Cross.
I read Bridget.
Did you read Rogue?
No. I read. Oh, which one did I read? Yes, I believe I read Bridget's Cross.
Okay, good.
Is that the one with Seamus?
Which he's in. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Seamus is in 1 and 2, so he comes in Bridget's Cross, and he goes away in Rogue Reaper. So.
I believe I read my brother has my iPad downstairs, so I can't pull it up, but I believe it was the first one.
All right. Okay. Well, Bonnie, do you want to give a summary of Bridget's Cross?
Sure. Basically, Bridget's Cross is the beginning of the adventure for a young woman named Bridget Malone, who has made this promise to her partner that she would be with her till the end of time. You know how young love is. And on the eve of their 10-year anniversary, she is killed. And in order to keep her promise, she agrees to become the assistant to the Grim Reaper so that she can still be with her partner Maggie, at least in some form. So basically, the follow-up books to that are the continuation of the adventures she goes through as the assistant to the Grim Reaper.
Excellent. I'm sorry. Normally, I'm more coherent than this.
It's okay. You're blinded by the foods.
I am. I really am. So normally I just ramble on and go for broke. But Andy, did you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Well, I actually wouldn't mind starting. One of the first things that popped into my head when I began reading the series was, did you kind of get your inspiration from Dead Like Me?
No, I have never seen that show. Not really.
All right. Because I like the concept. I like the whole idea. That's actually why I watched that show for the first season.
I hear that all the time, but I think I saw like 5 seconds, maybe 5 minutes of it, and was just like, I don't get it, and I turned the channel.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm not a huge TV watcher, so, you know.
Yeah.
I know when and Bridget's Cross was selected as the book of the month. Thank you. On the Mostly Lesfic Goodreads group, and that was one of the things that had come up during our discussion too. And when I first started reading it, I couldn't get that image out of my head because there were so many similarities, at least in the beginning, with the cafe and in the show the one of the Reapers was British and John he's Irish, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much where the similarities kind of end. And once I put that aside, I didn't really have any issues with that. But many people on the Goodreads group also said that, and it actually sparked a conversation about how much we all liked and missed that show now that it was gone. But one of the main things that see, Andy, I said you could go first,
yeah, thanks.
And then I just take off.
All right, well, just eat a few bites. Let me ask some other questions.
All right.
Eat some bites, okay.
All right.
So what did inspire you to write this book, Bonnie?
Originally, the ideas came from watching a 24-hour episode of Ghost Hunters. You know, on Halloween night, they do a 24-hour live show where they're investigating some huge place that has paranormal activity. And, you know, it was the first year I was with my wife, and, you know, she's dead asleep, and I'm watching this show and just starting to take notes and all this stuff like that. And it took me about 3 years to completely write Bridget's Cross, but that's where the original inspiration came from.
I was chewing.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Is that what that was? No, I'm just kidding. We didn't hear you.
Excellent. I have a mute button on my microphone, so if for some reason I'm silent for a really long time, I'm probably talking and just forgot to undo the button.
Yeah. How long did it take you to flesh out these characters? I mean, I know you said it was 3 years from start to finish, but how in your process, how long did it take you to flesh them out?
Well, they're still evolving. I mean, but the original core characters they were inspired by real life people, so it was just taking them, those certain characteristics or personalities or, you know, energies, and, you know, putting it down on paper. So just figuring out who was going to be who was more like the bigger process than actually figuring out what this character was, because I already know them in real life.
Okay.
And what do the people who the characters are modeled after? What do they think about being Reapers or bad guys or whomever?
Well, the ones that have read it don't really see themselves, so I think I probably did a good job in you know, tweaking them enough to. But you know, there are some of them that are like, really, you think I would do that?
Oh yeah, I bet.
And I'm like, creative process, dude. So
There you go.
No one's
One of the things that keeps coming up when we talk to people about this book is that how refreshing it is to get away from the standard same old kind of story. And I know that's one of the things that made me excited to pick it up in the first place, is that it just sounded different. Mm-hmm. It didn't have that formulaic. I mean, girl gets girl, girl loses girl, but in a completely different kind of way.
Yeah, new spin,
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Girl still gets to keep the girl, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And one of the girls doesn't really know.
Well, not in the first book, no. But.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was told that I needed to hold out and make sure that I read the second book because I didn't want to miss the ghost on mortal sex.
What? There's ghost on mortal sex in the second book? Oh, hell yeah, I gotta read it. You know what? After this show, I'm going to pick that one up and read it. Yeah, I was going to comment on the lack of sex in this book, but yeah, I got something to look forward to. Yay.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I'll be honest. In the Reaper's books, I don't really write a lot of sex, simply because it's kind of I do have a lot of straight readers, like my mother, and they don't want to read that kind of stuff. I mean, they don't care if the characters are gay or drag queens or, whatever, but there's certain details that some of my readers just don't want to read.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I respect that. But I do have in fact, I'm editing a book right now that I just completed writing that has plenty of that in it. So.
Ah.
Well, we'll have to have you back when that one comes out.
Sure. When something comes out anyway. Okay.
But I imagine it would be. I mean, dealing with the scenarios. I mean, it kind of puts having having a lot of sex in there really difficult anyway.
Yeah.
So, did you want to talk more? Do you have specific things you want to talk about, Andy?
I would like to kind of move them around based on the conversation. So if you'd like to have a few minutes, that'd be fun.
Okay, so one of the things that I just want to shake John. So John is he's the head reaper. Right? So he's the head reaper, and so just to kind of set the scene, all of the previous reapers they've essentially quit. They've decided, we've had enough. We're going to go ahead and cross over, and they leave John to take over the reaping operation, and it's just him for everywhere.
Basically the whole world.
Exactly. So and when Bridget dies, he's there to meet her and tries to convince her that she has the skill set that he's looking for to also be a reaper. So, and this happens pretty early, so we're not really giving anything away, but that happens pretty quick. Then there comes during the progression of the story, Bridget reaps two brothers, Seamus and I can't remember his brother's name, but Seamus is like this violent, kind of mentally unstable guy who is recruited to be a reaper, and he and Bridget knock heads pretty much right away, and then something happens to really set them off. But I just didn't understand why John put such confidence in Seamus, and why he just couldn't see that Seamus is an unstable, crazy bastard.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah.
So what's up with John, Bonnie? What's going on with this guy? Is it the fellow Irishman? I mean, what is it?
I think originally it was just that sense of desperation that he needed bodies, he needed help, and when it came to Seamus, he was just looking for someone that was, like you said, shit bat crazy enough to take on the more dangerous stuff that happens.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that he actually was. John thought that he was suited to take on the more dangerous reapings. Right. I forgot about that.
He's like the barroom brawler type.
Exactly. He's the quick-tempered, fight or flight. Fight comes out first. Typical Irish temper. And again, loosely based on someone I know. So, he's crazy.
Yep.
To put it mildly, he's crazy, but he's that scary kind of crazy because he's a plotter.
Yeah. He's a schemer. He's always looking for things to take for himself. He doesn't really want to work for it. He wants it given to him, and it's easier just to find a way to get someone to give it to him than to actually work for it.
One of the things that I liked about the way you told the story was that there were several, and it's been a while since I read it, and I didn't reread it. I started instead reading Rogue Reaper, which a bunch of people on Goodreads said that they liked Bridget's Cross the best, but I'm enjoying Rogue Reaper more than I enjoyed Bridget's Cross. So far, anyway. But one of the things that I liked about it was the way that you described the different ways in which some people deal with the crossing over process, I guess, is the best way that I can think of to say it. Like there, you had at least you had a couple people at least that were caught in that loop, like the drag queen. And the way that Bridget brought him out of that, I thought was really ingenious, and I liked that a lot. And then you had people like Belinda who were ready and they knew what was going on, and they just couldn't get out.
Right.
So I like that.
Okay. I'm like, okay, is there a question?
No, not really. There wasn't really a question. I like that. Andy, are you there?
I am.
Oh, okay.
A girl has to listen up, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So, so I like that. But there were, and we've talked about it before. There were, I think, what held me up in the first book was there were some grammatical issues and some typos and things. And I think most people on the Goodreads group, none of that held them up at all. I'm kind of a freak about it, and those things take me out of the story. But in Rogue Reaper, I'm not seeing that, and I don't know if it's because I'm already familiar with the characters and I'm ready to get into it or not. But Rogue Reaper's really, it grabbed me right away, and I'm very interested. I wish I had planned it better to where I could have finished it. But I started playing Lord of the Rings online, and people are making me play, and it's a bad excuse. But between that and being on vacation with my kid, I just didn't get a chance to finish it. But I'm really liking it a lot. The focus seems to be more on the Reapers themselves and the team.
Yep.
In there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's, I like how different all the characters are.
Mm-hmm.
And broad ranges and ages and experience. It's nice. It's a nice mix.
Well, it's kind of how real life is. We were all the same age and had the same experience, and we'd all be the same person.
Very true. Mm-hmm. Now, for one of the things that I just couldn't get past was how long it took. Okay, so Maggie, or Bridget figures out that she can communicate in some way with Maggie, right? But I love the way that she found out about that with the potential new girlfriend. That was good. But why have them wait so long? Once they discover this stuff, you have? It seems almost like time kind of goes in a different at a different speed almost for. I mean, not literally, but for Bridget. Like
Bridget's dead.
right. So. Like it's she just kind of I need to look more into this, and then a few weeks go by and nothing's happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a question in there, but
That's
I really
awesome.
don't have a lot of questions. I just have a lot of statements and observations.
Bring them on, sister.
So there you
It's all
go.
good. It's all good.
Yeah. So what are your thought processes around the communication aspect between Maggie and Bridget, and then also Mama D? She was able to feel Bridget pretty much right away.
Right. Well, with Mama D, I mean, knowing how she dies in the end, I mean, there's something wrong in her head that when... Oh, Lord, what am I looking for? Have another margarita.
See? Alcohol and the show are dangerous.
It's fantastic. I love it. We should do this more often. At the risk of giving it away, basically, Mama D has like an aneurysm or something. Mm-hmm. So when people have that kind of illness going on, they tend to be a little bit more open to things unseen. I'm talking a lot with my hands, ladies, just so you know. And you'd think I was Italian the way I'm talking right now.
You think?
But so she can feel Bridget, and she can communicate with Bridget because she's got this illness going on with her, prior to her passing over. So that's basically how Mama D can communicate. Plus, with her background, which you don't really get into until book 3, she comes from a family that's entrenched in superstition and mysticism, and comes from that kind of bloodline, especially from the South, with voodoo queens and stuff like that.
Yeah, I liked her character. I felt you have to feel bad for Maggie. I mean, you do, and I know that there were some folks on the group that they were crying and really having a tough time with it. I just like, Jesus, Bonnie is harsh. She's killing off all her friends and her partner. I mean, that's hard.
It is hard. It's hard to imagine, especially if you're kind of that emotional, sensitive person where you don't want your lover to die, but it happens.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want. I mean, if I die before my wife, I plan to haunt her regularly, but I don't. And I've told her that. That's fine. But if she dies first, I don't know that I want her hanging around. I think I just want her to go party someplace else, or go do her own thing.
Said she wouldn't want the same for you?
No, she would want me to help her clean.
Aw, that's true love right there. Just saying.
Do the laundry.
Hey, can you work extra hard to get that steam out?
Exactly.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So there are. You just came out with the 4th book in this series, right?
Yep, just last month.
And then how many? Do you have a plan for how many there are going to be, or are you just kind of going with the flow to see what happens?
You know what? I remember someone asking me this in the Goodreads discussion, and since that discussion, I've been thinking about it, and it's like right now I've got 2 more mapped out, but I'm honestly thinking that may be the last 2.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at my list of titles to write, and I've only got 2 out of 13 crossed off, so
I guess you got to draw the line somewhere.
I need to take the training wheels off and move on. So.
And the one that you're working on editing now, that's not part of this series, right?
No, it's a totally different book. Totally different book.
What can you want to tell us anything about that? Or are you holding it close to the vest?
Oh, no. I mean, I've already sent some sample chapters out to beta readers, and they're like, more, please. That's not fair.
That's a great sign.
Yeah, that's encouraging. Absolutely.
It really was. I mean, because it was, those first few chapters were just, brief overview of the characters. But basically, it's titled Matter of Trust, and it's about an assassin who, after 20 years of being an intimate assassin, decides that she wants to retire. And in doing so, she kind of puts herself out there as becoming a liability unless she trains her replacement. And the replacement, of course, is handpicked by the boss. The boss is madly in love with the assassin. The assassin falls in love with the replacement. It's this whole big deal. So,
it sounds good.
You know what? I am so excited about this book. It's ridiculous. I mean, when I finished writing it, I was like, oh my God, honey, you have to read this. And she's like, yeah. So, I come back and I do the first edits and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote this.
Nice.
I call my best friend. I'm like, Jen, and she's like, okay.
Do you feel that your writing is improving as you continue to do it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, I do. I mean, I can even see the difference in going through the Reaper series. I mean, I know, Sherry, you said that if I ever go back and clean this up, it'd definitely be better. I mean, and I have gone back through and I look at it and I cringe at some of the stuff I wrote. And it's just like, okay, well, I will clean that up eventually, like someday when I have writer's block. And,
Well, if you ever need any help with that, I work cheap.
Oh, yeah?
I generally work free,
If
I've got the time, I don't have a problem with going through, because all that stuff jumps out at me anyway, and I'd be happy to help you with it.
Well, I think, it's coming up in the works. Maybe when I get to a point where I'm done with Reapers and I can just go back and totally clean it up, I will definitely do that. I've even considered, combining 1, 2, and 3 into one book. So
I think that would be, at least combining 1 and 2. That was one of the things that came up quite a bit in the discussion is how abrupt the end was, and I think somebody even actually said it was more of a pause than a stop. But then other people chimed in and said, well, but you knew it was a sequel, and I think I was expecting a much more abrupt stop than there was. I mean, I thought the ending of your book was much more of an actual ending for a sequel than some of the big name lesbian writers that we read, like Allie Valley.
Mm-hmm.
She's notorious for just like, the end of a sentence in the middle of a conversation, the book stops.
It's not that bad, but almost.
It may not be quite that bad, but it is very close to where I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Am I missing a page someplace? Because that couldn't possibly have been the end. And I didn't get that feeling from Bridget's Cross. So, but I did hear that in the group too, and you did too. I mean, you're there. You know what's going on. So.
Okay, I have a question. I know this can be really stupid, and I might edit it out. But the end of the book that I read, Bridget had to face a Grim Reaper in Spain.
Yes. That
was the first one?
No, that's Rogue Reaper.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
Ah, shit. So I didn't read the first one in the series. That's so awesome, and it's so typical of me, yeah.
That's fantastic. As you can tell, Bonnie, we don't talk about the books that we read before the show. That way we can have candid.
Yeah. I got my signals crossed, apparently.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, Bridget's Cross starts out, pretty much with Bridget dying.
Yeah, that's why when you were saying some things, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember reading that. Wait a minute, what the hell?
It's like, why aren't you speaking up, man?
Now you know why. Holy crap, but I can tell you the second one was good.
I'm really, really digging the second one a lot. I really am.
Me too. And it's really interesting, though. I didn't feel like I was missing something when I picked up the second book and read it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't lost. I mean, clearly I've missed probably a little bit more background about Bridget and Maggie. Was it Maggie?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
but I still didn't feel lost. I was able to, hit the ground running. So that's actually says a lot.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Oh my hell. Yeah.
Yeah. The first book was, the character background and setup. The second book is more of the action part.
Mm-hmm.
And the third book is kind of a little more the moralistic type. I mean, the third book really involves more of the team. There's not a lot of Maggie in it because it only happens during one day.
Mm-hmm.
But the fourth book has come back to this action formula that I've got going in Rogue Reaper. So it was a lot of fun to write.
Well, I enjoyed the hell out of Rogue Reaper, and it probably because of all the action. It was a fun read.
Yeah, it was fun, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I think that'd be yeah. I was thinking about the combining, and then my train of thought, I looked out the window, and something shiny caught my attention.
Squirrel.
Did you finish your dinner?
No, I've had a couple of bites of the steak. It's really good. I almost finished all my mushrooms, and the shrimp is still there. It'll be there when I'm done.
Okay.
So, but I am enjoying the margarita. I have my priorities in line.
Yeah, there you go. Right, exactly.
Great.
Exactly.
So for the fourth book, you said that goes back to the action and more of the team. Now, does I know throughout the first and the second, John is working on opening more offices. Because that was something too, thinking about how some of those people had been waiting. I think one of the kids, wasn't he waiting since the 50s or the 60s?
Right, yeah. Some of those rapers were lazy. I'll get to them. Where are they going to go? They're already dead. So.
Yeah, kind of like a regular office environment. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Work will still be there tomorrow.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The black portfolios, that was an interesting idea. How did you come up with that?
I have no idea.
No, well, it was a good idea. I like that.
But I just picture these. I mean, I'm always walking around with little notebooks in my pocket, so why not have the Reapers have a little notebook that's already got all the information they need?
Mm-hmm. It took me a while to figure out which side was which, and I'm glad that in the second one you eventually got back to that, because during the first reaping that she did, the door to the left open, and I was like, is that the bad door or the good door? But then when she sent the guy through that she knew, or was going to send the guy through that she knew,
mm-hmm.
that cleared it all up for me. So that was good.
Good.
I really, you do good visuals. Like when I'm reading them, when I'm reading the stories, you do give nice visuals. I'm there with the characters, and I can very easily see what I imagine that you're hoping that I see, and that doesn't always happen.
Right. Yeah, I try to write exactly what I'm saying, because I know that sounds really cliche, but when I'm writing, I am literally watching a movie in my head. So my hand is just flying to keep up with what I'm seeing. And if I can get you guys to see exactly what I'm seeing, I've done my job. So
I'm so jealous of that ability.
I have a really, really good imagination, so sometimes people have to be really careful what they say around me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the kids at work really love it. So. Oh, I bet. Now, have you worked your day job into any of these any of the books? I mean, I know you have the cafe, but I mean that's a really different kind of a speed than what
I usually do. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, the current set. Actually, no, I lied. Book 4, the newest character in Book 4 is an inspiration from a gentleman I worked with at this current day job. So, and he was just too good to pass up as far as a character goes. So, but as far as other situations or other dialogues that happen, no, I haven't really taken advantage of that with the Reaper series.
See, I could see a new Reaper coming in and walking up to the counter and saying, "I'd like, a half calf, triple, whatever," and just having the guy behind the counter kind of look at him because he doesn't speak, right? Or no, that's no. The guy that sits in does the guy behind the counter he does speak, right?
He uses the mental communication. He doesn't actually use his vocal cords. So yeah.
See, I think that would work well. Just have somebody come in and order some bizarre espresso based drink or a frappuccino of some sort.
Oh good Lord, yeah, that'd be Yeah, I could see that happening because, as you know, Giuseppe died in arson in 1930, so, he'd have no idea what the hell they were talking about.
I'm sorry. Get the hell away from me. Here's a hot cocoa.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a shot of whiskey. Go away.
There you go. Wonderful. So, I can't ask that because it's major spoiler.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. We're trying to stay away from the spoilers in this episode. I like that.
Well, yeah.
And it would be very easy to do.
It would be. Yeah, I don't know. Andy, do you have anything else?
Nope. Considering I didn't read the first one, I read the second one. Yeah, no. I do like the characters. I thought the flow went really well. I thought that, man, now that I know why Seamus didn't feel as fleshed out to me was because he probably was fleshed out in the first one. But yeah, I liked. I really liked the tension that you built in the second one when Maggie was abducted. So we'll just leave it at that.
I mean, you know it's going to happen, but don't say it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You just forget that. Forget that entire thing.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Jeez.
I'm checking the back of the book to see if I put that on. No, it's not even on the back of the book. So.
Crap.
Nice job, Andy.
You want me to take it out? You want me to take it out?
No.
All right.
Oh, I don't know. Bonnie, do you want her to take it out?
No, I mean, maybe it'll spark some interest, so. Wait, what?
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to tell you, now, listeners, go buy the damn first book. And the second one, too, at least, because that's the one I read. It was really good.
Are you going to go back and read the first one now? Or are you going to move on to the
I think
third?
I'm going to move on to the third one, yeah. I mean, I did, like I said, I did miss some of the whole scene, I guess, when Bridget dies and then, goes to work for Reapers Inc. But I don't know.
You missed Maggie's girlfriend, her asshole temporary girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to move on to 3.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I like the fight with the chupacabra.
There's a chupacabra in the first book?
Well, I'm not telling you now because I'm just going to say there's a big fight. And
all right, maybe I
enjoyed it.
Maybe I will go back and read the first one.
Well, just so you know, Sherry, the female chupacabra comes back in book 3.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. Now I got to read the first one. God damn it. Okay, now I will have to go back and read the first one. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Bonnie, I apologize that I wasn't quite as coherent as normal. I'm going to blame it on alcohol and lack of food. That's what I'm going to blame it on. And Andy's going to blame hers on reading the wrong book.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's all good.
It actually, really, I'm serious though. I really have enjoyed the second book. So, listeners, give it a shot. Give the series a shot. It's different. It's unique for sure, and lots of interesting characters. And Bonnie builds it up so that, you don't have any boring places that you zoom over because you're like, oh yeah, right, and roll your eyes and keep going. But you actually want to read every word. So it's got some good pacing, good characters, and I've really enjoyed it.
And you're supporting an independent author. You're self-published.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't have any plans on looking at anything other than that, right?
Currently, no. I really like being able to work at my own pace and, not really having any kind of guidelines or formulas I need to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I want to write 113,000 words, I can, and I will. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, I did want to ask you, and I think we talked about this before, but so now you have, just talking about your process. So you mentioned that you have a bunch of, how many beta readers do you usually use for a book?
Usually just one or two who has the time,
Okay.
Like with the first couple of readers, of course it was, my partner. Then, I've had friends read, I'm well connected with teachers and stuff, but naturally I didn't have them read the first one. But with this matter of trust, I have a couple of girls in Georgia that are itching to read the whole thing and give me their feedback. So.
And then for the editing, you do that just on your own, or do you have somebody else that works with you on that too?
For the most part, I've done it on my own. Just reading it out loud to myself, checking for the flow and how sentences go. This on book 4 for Reapers, I did have someone go through and help me out with that, and for Matter of Trust, I'm going to have someone help me out with that as well. So
awesome. Oh, I did want to say that I do enjoy your dialogue. I'm a stickler for dialogue. I'm a stickler for a lot of things. I can't help it. I read like a reviewer, and it really takes a lot of the enjoyment out of things for me sometimes. But I have a really hard time turning that off in my head. But I really like your dialogue does flow nicely, and I just got done reading some horrendous fan fiction that I don't remember what it was, but the dialogue was just atrocious, and I quit reading it. That's really important stuff. I think there's an art to writing dialogue, and if you don't have it and you want to be an author, then take some classes or something. You've got to work on that, because that's important.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I don't think that I had mentioned that to you before, and I did want to tell you that. So
there you go.
Yeah. So we're okay. Before we move on, do either of you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about book giveaway. So, I don't remember if we talked about it while we were recording or not, but Bonnie has agreed to a book giveaway, not just a book giveaway, but books giveaway.
Wow.
The first 3 in the Reaper series to 1 lucky winner. So all you have to do, we're not going to do the trivia question like we usually do. What we're going to do is, all you have to do is log on to, or not log on, but go to the Cocktail Hour website, which is cocktailhour.us, and leave a comment on this particular show. And that's all you got to do. And you have to log in with your email and all that kind of happy horse shit. So I'll be able to contact you and when I pick the winner. So that's all you got to do, and you get 3 books. And Bonnie has agreed to either ebook or print, whichever you prefer. And so there you go. So you get all the first 3 in the series.
And your ebooks accommodate most all of the readers that are out there?
Pretty much. Smashwords has a lot of different formats available for ebook downloads. So even I got a text from my best friend last night and said that she found book 4 on her Kindle app. So that tells me that you can get it on your Kindle as well. So
sweet,
excellent. And I believe that I don't believe that when you buy it from Amazon, I don't believe that it's DRM locked. So if you do buy it from Amazon and you have a Sony or you have a Nook or you want to read it on your iPod or iPad, I believe that you would be able to convert it using a software package like Caliber.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let that hold you up. And your books aren't expensive. So if you're looking for something new and different to try, you're not gonna be dropping $15-$16. So give it a shot.
Yeah,
I mean it's different. It's unique. The story is good. So go out and buy the fucking books.
Yep, it's definitely well worth it. Okay,
bossy here.
Yeah, bossy biatch. Okay, so I'm thinking we gotta open up a can of Who Would You Fuck? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so
what? Oh, you gonna go first?
I can.
Yeah, go, Andy.
I can. Well, considering, like I said, I didn't read the first book. But what I do know from the second book, I think I got to pick Maggie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like Maggie.
Why?
Because she's because she was, until she realized that Bridget actually was hanging around. I like that whole broody thing, because I got that whole rescue thing going on for me. So yeah, that's why my relationships don't last very long. But yeah, so that appealed to me right out of the gate. I was like, oh yeah, that's one of those crazy fuckers I go for. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. So
Bridget is broody also.
But she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Just saying.
Well, I mean, if you're going to throw the dead thing in there. Jesus. Well, okay, so you pick Maggie. I know who everybody thinks I'm going to pick, and that would be Mama D.
Yeah, that's who I thought you'd pick, too.
See, everybody knows, Bonnie, I have a mom issue. I like mothers and the older women.
Yeah, how old's your wife?
She's just a few months older than I am.
Yeah, I got you both beat.
Oh, yeah? Go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, my wife's 24 years older than I am.
Wow. Cradle robber she is, huh?
Wow.
Cougar is the appropriate term.
See, it's not a stigmatizing thing anymore.
No.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
That's awesome.
To you both.
To me, she may be regretting it now. I don't know.
How long?
I tend to pick on people. The more I love you, the more I pick on you. So.
Oh, very nice.
That's why you get along so well with the rest of us on the.
I know.
Screw. We're just an abusive, horrible bunch.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I lost my password. That's all I'm saying.
But you don't need a password. We hang out on Google Plus.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, I could do that.
So exactly. I'll just tell you what the next book is.
Right.
What is the next book? Have we picked it?
Not for.
Oh yeah, we have. It's Backwards to Oregon.
Again?
Oh
my God.
No. But it's this is that's the book of the month.
No, all right. But hold up now. Bonnie didn't say who she'd fuck.
Oh, I didn't either. I'm not picking Mama D.
Oh, that's right. You're not picking Mama D. Okay.
Go ahead, Sherry. Who would you do?
I almost kind of want to go for Belinda because she's all pathetic and.
She is, but she's straight.
And I just kind of want to take her off to the side and go, sweetie, it's okay. And that one time that you kissed your friend in college or wherever that was, don't worry about that. I'm going to help you now.
That's awesome.
I'm picking Belinda. I'm going off the charts, and I'm going to pick Belinda.
Nice.
Yeah.
She'll appreciate that.
I hope that she does. Really.
You sound like my buddy Alex, who only fucks straight girls. So yeah, that works out.
I don't think Belinda's straight. I think she's curvy. She hasn't found the right woman yet. I'll just put it out there like that.
My. All right, so Bonnie, you're up.
Well, since we are all currently at some point in book 2, I think I would probably have to go with Sola.
Ah.
Yeah, I forgot about her. I'm not that far into book 2 yet, where she's just starting to make her presence known.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. I do like her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a very interesting character.
Well, I'm going to stick with Belinda because she has issues. I don't want to have her rejection because that could be devastating at this point.
Rejection? You're going after a straight woman. What the hell?
No. If I dumped her right now and went for Sola, I mean that's not good. That's not good for her.
Okay.
I've made a commitment now, and I need to stand by it, just like Bridget and Maggie. All right, I'm standing by my
promise.
That's right.
Awesome.
Damn it.
Oh God.
All right. Well, awesome. So we got all different people. That doesn't happen.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So all right. Well, so listeners, go over to the website if you're not listening from there now and leave a comment so you can have a chance to win these wonderful books.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, what's next, Andy? I don't have the calendar.
I can tell you all what's next. Wait, now you told me to do it. Ha!
Damn it!
I know it. Yeah. What's next on the agenda is Sherry and I and Colette Moody again.
Again, we can't get. She's like a venereal disease. We can't get rid of her.
She's like herpes.
I'm feeling a little crusty here. I don't know.
Oh God! We're going to review a mainstream novel called Gone Girl.
Oh, by Gillian Flynn, and I've read one of her previous books. I just have to jump in here because she is just an incredible. Oh, my wife just brought me a s'more.
Oh, I want one.
You come on over. You can have one.
Dang.
Oh, that was nice. So the previous book I read by Gillian Flynn is called Dark Places, and it is one of the best books I think I've ever read. I mean, it's just really, really good. Really good. So I'm very much looking forward to reading Gone Girl.
High expectation there.
I know. I hope it doesn't suck.
Well, me too. And I hope I remember to read the right one. Just saying.
Yeah, really. Write it down.
Oh, my God. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And should we make the Colette announcement yet, or should we wait? Let's wait.
Yeah, let's wait because there's nothing solid yet.
It is, but it isn't. So, listeners, stay tuned for more Colette goodness.
Yeah, if you're a fan, if you're a fan,
Fran.
This Margaritas.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of Colette, yeah, you'll be happy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah. And we got other stuff we're talking about doing too.
Yes, we are.
Can we talk about something? No, shouldn't? Should we?
Well, we could maybe give them, like a hint, but not a spoiler. Can we do that? I don't know if we have that in our capability to do that.
I don't know. Well, we haven't.
You guys don't really tease. You just go full out. So.
Well, we're at that age now where we just want it, and we're not going to play games.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a preview. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're discussing doing a special annual event that you wonderful listeners will be able to have a major role in.
Mm-hmm.
So you bitches need to start fucking posting some goddamn comments once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
we know they're. The sad part is we know they're very with their listeners, and we've got a really good core of people that listen a lot. But they're not very active.
And well, there are a load of people on the forum, and we do chat a lot there. But
it's always like the same 4 or 5 people.
Well, it's growing actually.
Good. Well, that's good.
But it's mostly knitting and geocaching.
What the hell? Come on.
If you're a big knitter, and I know I've said this before, and geocaching, we're big on geocaching. However, I do need to say that we have really been doing a lot of reading of fan fiction. We've been doing a lot of Rizzoli and Isles fan fiction lately. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying some of it. I didn't enjoy that one with the horrible dialogue, but there's some other ones that I've really, really enjoyed a lot. So if you like fan fiction and you're looking for a place to discuss it, come check out the forum. There's a dog at my steak. Get back.
A dog in your steak. Watch out for the hair. Oh, God. So, yeah, we've got more things on the horizon.
We do. We have a lot of things on the horizon. Andy and I seem to be very creatively charged right now.
Yep.
We've got ideas coming out of everywhere.
Yep.
And some of them are uncomfortable, but,
Some of them are uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah.
You get enough lube and everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just relax.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just relax.
Those
Yeah.
muscles.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what she said.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
right.
Well, Bonnie, it's just been a lot of fun having you on.
Well, it's been great to be here.
So you'll come back when the Assassin book comes out, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wonderful.
I can't
Wonderful.
wait to
And
read
since
that.
there's just the one book in the series, we're pretty much guaranteed that Andy will read the right one.
Oh, cute.
So far, yeah, because the sequel's not going to be written for at least another year. So
Well, see, there we go. We're fine then.
Yeah, we're
fine.
good. Yeah, we're good. I get, series, they make me a little nervous. I apparently like to pick the wrong
You
one.
just grab one and run.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I did that in another series, too. We have one of the Kim Harrison series. She only has one series, or she has two. Anyway, it was one of the Kim Harrison series, and I picked up the second book in that series, and I started reading it. I was like, oh, this is good. Then I found out from her, she goes, no, the other one's the first one. Oh, I'm like, oh, shit, I did. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, listeners. And I'm stealing Andy's line now. So it's been great.
It's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. I need another drink, but I'm almost out of triple sec.
Uh-oh. That
Yeah,
shit's
maybe
cheap
I
as hell. You should buy that by a couple of gallons full. It's like $10.
What do you know what's taken? I had that big ass bottle. Do you know what the problem was? Jennifer.
Oh, that lusty wench.
Bonnie, have you had sex with Jennifer? I know that sounds like a really loaded question, but
No, I cannot say that I have.
Girl,
do
you
you
are
like
missing
pineapple?
out. Mm-mm.
I do have pineapple, yes.
Do you like coconut?
Yes.
Then there's no excuse why you have not experienced the wonderful Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. Unless you don't like vodka.
Yeah, it's oh my God.
I'm just not really a big cocktail drinker. I mean, this is probably the first margarita I've had in 3 months.
Wow.
Well, next quarter, I want you to go and have, and you can make yourself a sex with Jennifer.
Yep.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
Well, not you, because you don't really participate.
What?
But you can sit quietly right now and listen. For the next hangout,
Yeah.
we should have sex with Jennifer. We should make it a Jennifer hangout.
Is this the hangout you're supposed to tell me about so I can come on?
In our
Yeah,
you
maybe. I don't know.
Glasses, yeah.
See, you could put Jennifer in a tacky glass.
Redneck wine glass or the
Absolutely.
1
She'll
liter
fit.
wine.
Mm-hmm.
Better. I like the way this goes, Sherry.
All about the suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
There. All right, well, my dog's getting ready to tear down the door, so we better wrap this up soon.
All right. Well, I guess it's a good night now.
All right, see y'all later.
Good night.